All right. All right, trying something a little bit different today. Different camera angle and voice recording on the Cardo headset. So we're gonna see how this turns out. I got the 360 camera mounted on the trunk with audio via the Cardo Packtalk Neo. We're going to see if this is hit or a miss doing it this way. Just figure I'd give it an interesting camera angle. If nothing else, and we'll see if I'm able to sync everything in the edit. The other question is, will the battery on the GoPro last for the duration of the trip? Not very far. It's only about less than 15 minutes. But I haven't run these 360 batteries or the 360 camera in quite some time. So time will tell. But there's the possibility that this will turn out really good, having this camera angle. The 360 is interesting. Well, first of all, it always makes the bike seem much further away than it actually is from the camera. That's just the nature of all 360 cameras. You do have the ability, when editing, to change that perspective. But by default, the camera will always seem much further away. But what'll be interesting is having that camera angle with this audio. I did try it yesterday, the voice recorder. It was shockingly clear. I mean, the Cardo just about eliminates all wind noise. Trying to wants to navigate to my job. That's one thing, my one complaint about Apple Maps, when it works through CarPlay, is that instead of just going right to the map, like Google Maps would, or Waze, it starts off in these navigation options. Why? I don't need help navigating. I just need my map. And then it's hard to, there we go. See, I got to click like the 3 different things to get the map where I want it. Now we got it. Did not plug my jacket in. I forgot. Did that yesterday too. So when we stop, I have to do that. It's not that cold out here, but it is nice having that warmth. That jacket warmth. Just one of the, there's so many things to do when you get on a bike and you're trying to record. There's so many things your mind is on. Making sure your headset unit is on, making sure the camera's at the right angle, making sure it's mounted properly, making sure the app is synced with the camera, making sure the bike is choked and ready to start right and unplugged. In this case, getting my wife's car out of the way, that you forget the little things like plugging in your jacket for warmth. I need a checklist. I've really been enjoying commuting by bike, though. It's really been nice. And I'm not going to do it all the time. The idea, though, is to do it at least twice a week. That would be the goal, long-term goal. For now, I've been taking it more often than that, but it's good for the bike. The bike's getting a run, getting fuel through it. One thing I have learned is that these Goldwings, they do not like to sit for any kind of period of time. No engine, no gas engine likes to sit. You got all kinds of seals, and now I don't know. Oh, here's my cord. Okay, so when I come to a light, I will plug this jacket in. Wherever you have rubber seals and rubber bushings and vacuum lines and fuel lines, they get dry and brittle if they're not used, so you just want to flow fuel through them. Keep the grease moving through the bearings. Let's see if I have time to do that. I hate to be one of these vloggers that, nope, I'm not going to have time, that bitches about driving other drivers, but there's just so much. It's so much a part of motorcycle riding, is dealing with the stupidity of others, that I understand why a lot of vloggers do it. It really is. It's a critical part of riding a motorcycle, that's compensating for the stupidity of others. And there's never a shortage of that. But it does make for a very uninteresting vlog to watch. There's one particular motor vlogger in the Goldwing community. I'm not going to mention him by name, but he's pretty prolific. And that's all this guy does, is he bitches about how other people drive. Well, that's all he does lately. That wasn't always the case, but lately he's really been focused on he's like an old curmudgeon now. And I find myself watching him less just because it's not fun to listen to all the time. Always cold in this little corridor here, Kentucky Avenue. I don't know what it is about this little stretch of road, but the temperature literally drops about 5 degrees in here. I would actually love to understand, from a scientific perspective, what causes the temperature drop right in here. Because it's only this stretch. Once you cross over this light, it'll warm up again. Well, relatively. Peace. Let's see if I get to put that plug in here. I think so. All right, let's plug in. We have jacket heat. Just put it on low. You don't need a whole lot. Not sure what the temperature is. I'm thinking it's low to mid 40s, so it's not too cold. Work's been busy. Also curious, I imagine that the camera, because of its angle, is probably catching a lot of wind, a lot of air. I'm curious as to how the stabilizer, how well the hyper smooth stabilization will work with that camera sort of getting battered around. I know this is a GoPro Max. It's a 360 camera, obviously. It's kind of big, and it's kind of square in shape, so it has a lot of edges to catch wind. Insta360 ones are similar, but Insta had another 360 that was much more streamlined. I don't know the name. I don't know the names of the different 360 cameras, but one of their cameras was kind of small and thin, kind of rounded. 5.0 up there. And I think that was probably a little bit more aerodynamic than this camera is. Not that this camera is terrible. I mean, it's just... But catching the wind is going to make for more movement. And this person's afraid of the cop. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bitch. Not going to bitch. Just going to have my ride. It is what it is. So how's the camera angle? I'm pretty sure the audio is good. Question is, will I be able to sync the audio to the video? I've never done it with a Cardo file. The question becomes, how is the camera angle? Is it acceptable? Should the camera be higher? Should the camera be lower? In post-production, am I going to be able to zoom in to eliminate some of the fisheye distortion that a 360 gives? These are all things that remain to be seen. Oh, soon enough. Brought a couple extra batteries because I know editing is going to eat up a lot of battery. And the ride, between the editing and the ride. Although I think, if I'm not mistaken, the video can be uploaded to the phone and then the editing can be done within the phone, which would be a much better option for me. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's been a long time. I probably haven't used this camera in 2 years. And I don't know why. I always forget that I even have it. I just forget to consider it as an option. I go to my 8, which I know my 8 is getting antiquated. It's time to upgrade my regular GoPro. I believe they're up to 12 now. But this is the only 360 camera that GoPro makes. So I am up to date with my 360s. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Part of the problem, one of the things I'm worried about is that GoPro breaks its videos into smaller segments. So you don't get, in other words, if you're recording, like this is one, 15 minute video, GoPro will not create one 15-minute long video, it'll break that up. It'll stop the first file after, like, say, 8 minutes. And then it'll create another file for the remainder. And I think it'll do that like every 8 minutes or so. And the problem is with the audio, I don't know if that was my friend the raccoon dead in the street there. The guy I see running across here all the time. He's out there smashed in the street. I used to see him every morning. He'd come darting across these bushes here. After getting done in the garbage dumpster, he'd go off to wherever he hides during the day. But I guess he decided to try to cross that main street over there, Taylor Road, and that didn't work out too well for him. Well, we are here, kids. Time to take a look and see how this all came out. Let's do it.